95% of your reading is just win-win strategies of the companies. And my question was, does it work like this? Thank you very much. Good morning, and thanks for the introduction. One of the output of my more than 3 years ministerial period has been that I collected more than 1 meter of the environmental books which I bought in New York, Washington, London or other destinations, but I haven't had time to read it. And when I was preparing for this panel, I went through some of these books, and it reminded me of a meeting about 2 years ago at the University of Yale, where I was invited to participate at the gathering of the US governors, which signed the voluntary agreement on climate change action, though Obama's administration was only on the way. That was before the elections. And one of the professors called Daniel Estin gave me the book which he just published with the name Green to Gold. And we were having a discussion about the fact that if you buy these books in special bookstores, you read about success stories. 95% of your reading is just win-win strategies of the companies. They adopt the environmental management system, they reduce the costs, they increase the efficiency, they build the trust of the consumers, they work sufficient way with the employees. And my question was, does it work like this? And he said, we did a research and we asked hundreds of CEOs of different companies, how is that? And surprisingly, most of them answered to our question, why do you do that? They said, because it's right to do that. So there is a very important moral aspect of the thing which we might thought it doesn't work in a business, just money and capital return and these sort of things, but this is not true. So this eco-advantage starts to be a moral aspect of making a business. Another thing is that many companies, or those smart companies, are doing more than they are obliged to do. And they follow mainly 10 environmental issues to watch. It starts with clean air, water, toxic chemicals, climate change, energy, biodiversity, land use, others and others. And there are many examples which shows that those who don't do this are under a high risk. And what is reality that these companies with the smart environmental management, one of their profits is that they are receiving a better loans with a lower interest rate because the bankers see a lower risk of providing them the loans. And let me very briefly say the example of BP. British Petroleum, it's a double size of a coin. Lord John Brown and BP decided to look for carbon some years ago, and they invested $20 million in the initial process of changes, and in a 5-year span they collected, their revenue was $650 million, and 2 years ago it was $1.5 billion, just seeking the carbon and the carbon savings there. It's one side of the coin, and the other side is a Deepwater Horizon spill catastrophe, and everything is just gone. And this is an issue about the reputation, and the question is if and when BP will get out of this reputational problem. It might come only by the time an era of alternative fuels and of renewables and other types of fuels after the oil crunch will come. That might come a period for BP again to breathe and to become a leader on the market. So there are other examples. I don't want to spend more time, but they are good and bad examples, which is good to know. But experience shows us that 95% of these examples are delivering the companies a profit on one hand, and mainly, from my point of view as an environmentalist, they are participating on sustainable future of the planet, because economical behavior activity is connected with the nature, and a bit simplification is that in fact whatever we see we produce is either planted or mined out of the planet. This is the reality, and you cannot disconnect an economical activity of the nature.